All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see here, this is a lesson on the current state of war that we're in, man. And you see that ultimately Israel has drawn in the U.S., and the U.S. basically took the bait, man, which we understood this was going to happen due to a prophecy speaking. You know, the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai do not return void, man. What was written aforetime was written for our learning, and that which the Lord spoke is going to come pass in due time. And we're seeing that it happens. And it happened, man. The Lord's prophecy is undefeated, right? So I just want to go into, a little bit of this article, because the topic is basically saying that J.D. Vance didn't support the country's involvement. But nevertheless, he doesn't have any power, just like Trump doesn't. You know, they're the face cards, so to speak, for the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes, man, which are the global elitists, which ultimately Yahweh Shimon Shai is playing on the mind of them, right? So it says, during the call, the Iraq war veteran, and this speaking about Vance, I believe, it says, pushed back against West Jerusalem's demands, insisting that Washington should not be directly involved in the conflict, right? It says the sources claim, it says his concern was that the Israelis were going to drag the country into war. Vance appeared beside Trump when the president delivered a televised address from the White House, in which he announced the U.S. strike and claimed that Iranian nuclear sites have been completely and totally obliterated. Tehran claimed that the attacks did not deliver any serious damage. Social media users later shared screenshots of the vice president from the event, describing his facial expression as confused and not happy at all. And that's the same sentiment I got when I was when we were watching it too. You know, I was like, he don't look so happy. But then again, we understand that the world is a stage, man. You know, he gave that that physical appearance of worry or distaste for that move. Hey, but he can be all for it as well, understanding that he's part of the agenda as well, man. He's just a pawn in the game, man. But nevertheless, let's grab some precepts to show forth of what's actually happening, right? This Jeremiah 50. And I'm going to start here at the point, at the 45th verse. It says, therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, right? Babylon is, modern day Babylon is America, right? The virgin daughter of Babylon, man, right? It's speaking of this place. It says that he hath taken against Babylon and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved and the cry is heard among the nations. So here we are, man, the least of the flock, drawing them out. Amalek forcing the hand of America. Ultimately, that's what happened, man, right? America taking that bait, and now what? America's within the conflict of war. And this was, like, as I said before, man, this is all prophecy, right? This was destined to happen according to the scriptures, right? So the Lord is just undefeated. So what does this lead unto when we go into this precept here in the book of Revelation, right? This is Revelation 11. And I'm going to start here at the point 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, right? So the second woe was what? World War II. The third woe being what? World War III. Right, and the scriptures tell us this when we go into the book of Isaiah, because it matches up with prophecy completely, man. The scriptures, the prophecies are speaking, and it's loud. That's why when this was like some months ago, the elders, the apostles, they were bringing out the quote saying, "There's years when nothing happens, and there are weeks that feel like years, and this is one of those years in which Yahweh Shimon Shai is speeding up the prophecy for the elect's sake, man." The scriptures already speak about the days being shortened for the elect's sake. So now the Lord is causing more global conflict. So now America is on edge due to the fact that what? They struck, that they were drawn in the war from Israel, which is ultimately going to cause what? 2nd Esdras 15. And we'll get into that as well. This is Isaiah 10, and I'm going to start here, Isaiah 9 and 5. And it reads, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, right? Ancient war was done with what? Shields, bucklers, swords in the hand, men having on armor, the clinking and sounding of those swords hitting the armor, right? That's ancient war. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. A has become technologically advanced to the point where you really don't even need soldiers on the battlefield anymore. Everything is done aerial through an aerial lens, so to speak, man. You know, it's about who can drop the most bombs, who can send the most bombs out, right? So this is part of what? World War III, or that third woe, as the scripture says. So when we go back here in the article, and it reads, it says Vance gave an interview basically saying that we do not want war with Iran. We actually want peace, but we want peace in the context of them not having a nuclear weapons program. Now here it is. Hey, you got the devil telling you they want peace, but at the same time, they're causing violence throughout the earth. As the brother Matazah said, they want strength, or they want obedience through war, man. You know, they want to be the only ones with the weapon. They want to be the only ones to have the nuclear capability, that if somebody does something that they don't want or they disagree with, they now have the power of the sword to destroy, man. And that's Esau Edom. He doesn't want a level playing field. What he wants is he wants the edge, and he wants to make sure that nobody else can retaliate. So he said we want peace in the context of them not having nuclear weapons program. Oh, but what about your weapons? It's not about our weapons. We're keeping ours. That's how he get down, right? He says if Tehran refrains from targeting U.S. troops in the Middle East in retaliation and gives up on their nuclear weapons program once and for all, then I think the president has been very clear. We can have a good relationship with the Iranians. We can have a peaceful situation in that region of the world. So after you go and bomb somebody, now it's like, oh, you got to stop. We want peace. We don't want to do this to you. Yes, you do. If it was about peace, you wouldn't be building the weapons. But that's ultimately because of this scripture here. They don't have a choice, man. It's not men who are controlling this. This is all Yahweh Shem Shai who's pulling the strings, man. Right? There's Isaiah 13:4, and it reads, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shem Shai of hosts, mustereth the host of the battle, right? So when you go into mustereth the host, let's go into this word mustereth, right? H6485, it says mustereth, to reckon, to visit, to appoint, to seek, right? To punish, man, to visit upon, to visit a point, to number, to punish, right? So I'm going to read again. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, right? So he's going to punish the host of battle, man. He's going to make sure that, hey, this war happens. This is verse 5. It says they come from a far country. And what is it speaking about? It's speaking about the thermonuclear missiles, man, right? It's speaking about the missiles, the Lord's armory. When we go into the book of Isaiah and it speaks about the smith that blow up the coals in the fire, hey, that's speaking of the modern day scientists, the smiths, right, who are creating these bombs and missiles in order to be shot up upon other countries, man, right? So they come from a far country. When we go into the book of 2nd Esdras, Salaki. Here we go to 2nd Esdras 16:7, and it reads, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Right, I'm going to jump down to 13. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. So there it is right there. It says, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So there it is. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. So when we go back to Isaiah 13 and it speaks about they come from a far country, the scripture says as if a mighty archer shot from one end of the earth to the other. Right? That's what it says, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. How ye, for the day of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And this is the spirit, man. Hey, where's all the scoffing now? You know, where's all the gainsaying now, man? The scorning. Where's all the games now, Jake? Here it is. Niggas have been coming up against the ministry for decades. You know, hey, before our apostles, when our apostles' elders were preaching. But now, hey, you hear it's kind of quiet. No scoffers saying anything. Jake still got an enormously biased spirit because they still don't understand the severity of the times. But the scoffing is seized a little, right? It says, if Tehran refrains from targeting U.S. troops in the Middle East, and who are you to tell what another country is going to do? When here it is, you struck them, you don't think they're going to strike you? But that's the pride of E, right? It says, the Revolutionary Guard Corps said on Sunday that the U.S. does not have the ability to escape heavy responses by Tehran for its illegal military attack on the peaceful nuclear facilities. And there it is, because it was illegal according to, their war standards. But, this is where we're at in the prophecy, man. So, we understand that before the big ones start to drop, we still understand that persecution of the saints have to come, of the Lord's elect, and also the mandatation or being mandatory of the MOTB, right? So, though it tarry, wait for it. This is just another birth pain, a rumor of war, which Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to heighten very soon. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah HaKodash. I double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.